everybody. Welcome back to the One Step Better Business Podcast with Mike and Matt. Hopefully you all are having a great day today. Matt, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Looking forward to this conversation. It's going to be a good one today.
We hope so.
I hope, well, we'll find
We
out.
hope so. We've been talking a lot about journeys, what we really do for our clients or what we're trying to do for our clients and the outcomes that come with that. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the finish line. So our mission statement here at Patrick Accounting and Works is to give businesses the opportunity to thrive by simplifying their people and financial complexities. One of the big words there is thrive. If you really think about thrive, it could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And so today we're going to spend some time defining how we think about thriving, why we think about thriving in the way that we do, and hopefully give some good context on what you should expect out of working with us here at Patrick Accounting and Works. Before we do that, let's start with something a little more fun. Matthew Patrick, if I was to look at your Amazon order history, what are some of the assumptions I would make about you?
My kids have access to my Amazon cart.
Oh, you're going to blame your kids?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I think it would be very clear that, I have makeup and video game stuff and, just random knickknacks for somebody's house. Yeah, I think my kids have access to my Amazon cart would be the first thing. Second thing is, when we go down the rabbit holes, we go way, way, way deep. So we don't just buy one stupid thing attached to something. I have a tendency to go, well, I like this, and everything else associated with that for the next 15 orders will be all kind of associated to the same thing.
Do you buy, are you the one that actually is clicking the button to buy things on Amazon often?
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
Mandy buys her own. We all have one
Yeah.
shared account, but Mandy buys her own stuff. I go right into Amazon. I buy what I want to buy and click, and it's here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah. I'm a big instant gratification guy. So
You want that buy now button?
that buy now one click access is way dangerous.
Yeah.
You?
You would probably say that I like to grill out and barbecue and cook things. I don't buy.
What's your latest thing you bought?
Actually, the latest
For
thing
grilling?
I bought for grilling was, I got a grill. I got a smoker.
Through Amazon?
No, that was actually through Home Depot, I think.
Yeah.
But I got pepper, but it's like a specific kind of pepper for grilling. And so that
What's
was
that?
So it's 16 mesh ground pepper, and so
Real
it's
thick.
It's a little bit thicker yet. So put that on.
My last grilling purchase I have is I got the good meat thermometers.
Yeah.
With the app and the Wi-Fi. That was a really cool.
That came with my grill.
I used it. Well, mine did as well, but I didn't like the one that came with the grill. So I have a new one. I used it for my ribs over the holiday. It was great. It turned out pretty well. So yeah, fun.
Yeah. I don't buy a ton of stuff on Amazon. Every once in a while I'll go down the rabbit hole, and I like it's going to show up within a couple of days. Meredith buys a ton of stuff on Amazon.
I probably buy more stuff on the TikTok shop than I do on Amazon at this point, because it usually is like I got like my golf yardage, my golf viewfinder on there. I got my golf bag on TikTok shop.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's great.
That's so weird. Why wouldn't you just go to like a golf store?
Because I don't have to go anywhere. I hit the button and it showed at my house tomorrow.
Go to golfstoreonline.com. I'm sure
no, because my credit card's already set up. I don't have to worry about anything. It was great. Man. Yeah. So all the products I've gotten there, I'm actually a pretty big fan of.
I know nothing about TikTok. I don't have an account. Is the TikTok shop selling like normal brand stuff, or is this is something weird out of China?
No, there's normal brands. I can get I've gotten shoes from there that are Nike shoes, and I've gotten I got Ralph Lauren shirts, and I've gotten jeans. Like they're all normal brands. They also have all.
It's just another marketplace.
It's another place to buy stuff.
Yeah. I don't need any of that in my life.
I'm sure I'll give Meredith a link.
Yeah. I think she has a TikTok.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike, there's this thing called TikTok. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
Is TikTok thriving? I don't know if it is.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure they're thriving just fine.
But they got banned and then unbanned, and
they did. They were unbanned for like 24 hours.
Selling?
No. The government said, wait a minute. Wait,
We got to do something.
I'm okay with you guys not having TikTok, but I still want
Yeah,
TikTok, so they turn it back on.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Um, one of the historical issues that we've had internally is we have a desire to help our clients succeed. We now have language around that. We call it thriving. But there's been maybe an unshared idea of what thriving was. If you talk to different people on our team and said, "Hey, what do we really mean when we're talking about giving businesses the opportunity to thrive?" You'd probably get some different answers. Not really a shared common understanding of thriving. And so, what we set out to try to do is fix that. We want everybody to be able to speak the same language, say the same thing, um, and it's really for clarity more than anything else.
It was two-sided. I think as we got here, it was always the rub of, hey, if the client had this success, do we feel like we impacted that? And sometimes it did, and sometimes it didn't. We would be want to be proactive in our outreach and proactive in our being in our services. But there was always like, well, is that what the client's looking for from us or not? So the thriving word means a lot, but the opportunity to
Yeah,
thrive, I think, is really where we got to with all this. And it was, I believe in my heart, if you do these things, we're going to set you up for the most success you possibly can have. Um, and these are things that I think are very foundational, but if they're done well, they are giving you the best opportunity to thrive. And so when we think about putting people on this journey of giving them the opportunity to thrive, I really like what we've done when it comes to creating the definition of what does that mean when it comes to your understanding your financials? What does that mean with your taxes?
yeah,
What does that mean with growth and profitability? What does that mean with your systems? And we have this dynamic of these things are all encompassing around your back office accounting, and the results you want to have are going to be a byproduct sometimes of these levers that we want to help you understand and know what actions you need to take, and then just be more in control of your business so that you can reach the goals that you have. I don't know what your goals are yet, but we do know that if these things were done, it doesn't matter what your goal is.
yeah. I think about our expectation that our clients have of an accounting provider,
Mm-hmm.
not not just us, but in general in the accounting industry. They don't think about their accountant as somebody who could be a real strategic partner in helping them run a better business. And so there's a little bit of a stereotype there that we have to get over in their minds and actually help them see that what we're trying to do and what we have the ability to do just based on the services that we provide and the knowledge that we can bring to the table um, isn't just a afterthought of something that I have to do this because I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah, as an accounting firm, I would have think most people think, well, they're going to do my tax return,
Yeah.
or they're going to make sure I have all the things I need, that all my compliance stuff is done. And I think those are ground level. Every firm's going to do that. So what's one difference versus one versus the other? Maybe they're going to be more proactive and help me save some money tax wise. Maybe they're going to give me this magic idea of, well, if you did this structure, you could get to this answer. And that's really not what we're trying to accomplish. Our goal is to say, I want you to understand the stuff that we are giving you, and you're going to take actions to improve your business or make sure it's on track the way you want it to be. I want to make sure you feel in control of what you owe for tax. I want to make sure you feel in control of, you know, hey, we're not making the money we want to make, or how do I make more money? Or are we growing at the level I need to? Or do I have the information to know if it's time for me to hire somebody? I want you to feel in control of all those things and know that the systems are in place to run in a way that like, I know I have all the stuff I need, and I'm educated enough to make the decision I want to make.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
no
where I'm
doubt.
at.
There's no doubt.
That's yeah.
The We talked about this just today about our own internal stuff from a marketing
Mm-hmm.
perspective. One of the fear because we're not marketers by nature,
Nope.
but we do have a marketing department, so we have to figure that stuff out well enough to lead that team to accomplish goals, right? And one of the things that's a little bit frustrating internally is I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's I don't know what I don't know. I need somebody to help me with that. And I think a lot of business owners feel that way about accounting
Mhm.
because it is. It's, tax is a big 80,000 page book that who knows what it says now. And
And
it's,
your
I don't
accountant
know what
gives
I
you an
don't know.
answer, and you're like,
I guess that's the
I
answer.
guess that's the answer. I hope that's what I was supposed to do. And is there something I should have done to reduce that answer? Did they do it right? I think they did it right. I'm not 100% sure it's right. And so I know there's unease there. I know I feel this way on marketing. I mean, I don't know what I don't know. And I'm like, if you just told me the system I should operate and I could measure the results and then there was actions I would take based off those results if it's not working the way I want to, that would make me feel a lot more in control of the process. And right now, I don't always feel in control of the process. So I think that's a great analogy because I do feel like that is exactly with what we are trying to accomplish. This
It's
is the system.
education. That's really what it comes back to for the definition of thriving for us is we want you to be educated.
Hmm.
And we're not just giving you a financial statement for you to look at and say, I don't know what this means and be content with that.
Yep.
And so much of our internal conversations around this stuff have been we have some clients that they don't necessarily understand accounting. We have a lot of clients that don't understand what really the inputs of what is driving accounting. And it's our responsibility to help educate them when they need to be educated.
Hmm.
And so we don't see ourselves as somebody who is out there to issue financial statements or prepare a tax return. It's we want to be a part of educating you to operate a better business. But here's our caveat: our expertise is limited to the stuff that we're doing. So, if you're a restaurant, for example, I'm not saying that my team is going to be able to come to you and say, here's the next great menu idea. That's not what we're great at. Do we like food and can we
Yeah,
suggest
I
things
love
that,
food.
hey, if you get like really good Tex-Mex on your menu, doesn't
Mike,
matter what kind of company, I'm going to come to your restaurant,
right,
right?
right.
But that's not where we have some expertise in. And so the first thing that we had to do is we had to define the lanes that we're going to actually stay in when it comes to defining thriving. We call those swim lanes.
Correct. And so, we have clients come to us for a number of different reasons. When I think about when a new client comes on board, a lot of times they are just looking to get this thing done. It could be, I don't have financials. I don't even know what I should be looking at. My tax return is always extended and I always get to the answer and I don't know what my tax situation really looks like. I don't know what impacts it, what doesn't impact it. It could be I'm not making the money I want to make. I'm working all the time and I'm not able I feel like the business is running me. I'm not running the business. Um, I don't really understand how everything's flowing through my office and my systems all talk. So we wanted to make sure we had some really clear understanding of those swim lanes of what these are the things that we really know that we can impact in your business. And we are setting you up foundationally so that you can be in control and educated and make great decisions. And so those swim lanes are kind of what we want to measure, but also understand like what the result, like when we think of thriving in each of those, what does that really sound like? What does that mean? And we want to have a very clear understanding between us and our client on what is that shared goal.
Yeah.
And
So
so that's where we are.
those four swim lanes are financial, tax. I think of it as profitability slash cash management is a third, and then systems and processes.
Yep.
If we can provide clear definitions on winning in those four lanes, then it helps our team stay focused on delivering that outcome. And it helps you, our client, understand exactly what they should be getting out of us as an accounting provider.
That's exactly right. And each of these swim lanes are around the idea of if these things are all happening well, I am set up for success and I am in control of my business. So when we think about financials, is the one I always think that's where I always start because it's a foundational thing we have. What do you think that really sounds like to you? Like what's our goal at the end of this journey or during this process we're trying to get to with a client?
I think a lot about the emotions that a business owner feels because so oftentimes if I'm not confident that my stuff is right or that I know what's going on or there's blind spots in my business, if I'm not confident that I'm on top of that stuff, I feel very disorganized, which leads to anxiety in a lot of ways, and that's not peaceful. And our goal is we want that business owner to feel peaceful about the things that are happening in the kind of back office of their organization. So when I think about the financial accounting piece of that, I believe that the finish line, what thriving is really that the financial reporting that I'm getting it's accurate, it's right, I can trust it. Um, it's complete. There's no big gaps. There's nothing that's missing. And I can make decisions based on the information I'm given. Back to the marketing thing, I would not want in our world today. I would not want to say, look at this marketing report. We need to make some decisions because of what it says, because there's some distrust. Is it accurate? Is it complete? Is it whole?
Correct.
And
Do I understand it?
it's correct. So the same thing on the financial accounting side for a business owner. I want them to feel confident. My stuff is right. It's all there, and I can trust this to make decisions.
Yeah, I mean, as we were defining this, it was interesting. We think it sounds like a low bar, but I want it to be right, on time, accurate. I know what it means. I am making decisions based off that, and I'm confident that I have a system to make this happen on a routine basis on a timeline that I understand.
Yeah.
And that is that's a huge win for us to go. I have faith because I mean, if our client doesn't have faith in the stuff that we're giving them and they don't understand it and it's not on time, then what's useful? It's not even useful. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. One of the things that we had to watch out for in talking to our team about this is the difference between giving businesses the opportunity to thrive and making businesses thrive, because one, we can't always control. We talk about opportunity because that's the controllable part on our end. If we're doing our job and providing our clients clear, concise, accurate, timely, complete financials, then they've been given and they understand them. They then have the tool set to be able to make decisions. We can't help them make the decision. And this isn't always rosy. A lot of times, or not a lot of times, but sometimes it's very possible that by delivering here financially, we're painting a picture for that business owner to make a really tough decision that may be, I need to shut down a location or I need to pivot my entire business model. But they now have the tools necessary to make that hard decision.
I have to raise my prices because my costs have gone up because of if I'm a restaurant owner and my food costs keep going through the roof, I'm eventually going to have to make some decisions based off that proof that my food costs have changed, and I may raise price, change by quantity. There's all kinds of action I'll take because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Second one, and I'll talk about this, is the tax situation. We often get a client that comes in and goes, I really don't understand. What is my structure? What am I paying? Why am I having to pay so much in tax? I don't know what impacts it. Did you get everything? Are there any deductions that you missed, or did you think about these things? And so we want to make sure that the client understands how they're being taxed, what that process looks like uh, to what leverage you're going to pull to to legally reduce your taxes as best you can. Have a system and a plan for how you're going to uh, pay for the taxes that you are going to owe, be it what your estimate schedule look like, what's your withholding going to be, how are you getting money out of your business as tax efficiently as possible. All those things I want to make sure you're in 100% control of and know about how that process works so that you do have the faith and the confidence that I believe I'm paying the lowest amount I'm legally allowed to pay, and I have a system for paying it.
So much of the feedback we get in this tax arena for new clients or people that our sales team is talking to is around uncertainty. Yeah, I had a tax return done last year. Everybody does for the most part. If you're going to work with us, you've done it. Um, but it's my person came to me and said, "Hey, you need to pay this much, or this is your liability." And they're probably right, but I have no idea how they got that, and I don't understand why it's so much. And that then causes doubt of, Did they do everything they could do to actually reduce that again legally? And it's a big unknown. That's that's a really terrible place to be if I'm a business owner.
It is.
Because I'm like, I is it possible that I should be saving more money here? Did I make the right decision? And that's not peaceful. And so we want to be educators, not just this is the number, this is what you need to pay, this is how you need to pay it, all that stuff. That has to happen. That's a really low bar. But we want to educate on why we got to this point, how we got to this point. The what goodness, big tax legislation just got passed here
Yep.
recently. Do our clients understand the implications that's going to have on them? Do they understand, even selfishly, do they understand that, you know what, we're at least on top of it, and so if it
Yeah.
does impact you, we're gonna
Educate you.
educate you that on that. I don't want our clients to ever feel like, I'm not sure Patrick accounting over there really knows what's going on in my business, and they're just putting together some numbers for me.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
I know anytime, we've had a lot of clients over the years, couple situations come right to mind, which is I owed this last year and I don't know why, or I really don't look at it because I don't understand it. Both those situations to me are not really something I'm super comfortable with because under penalties of perjuries, I'm signing off on this agreement on the return that it's accurate and I'm fine. That's the taxpayer's responsibility and the preparer's responsibility. So we have to be able to educate you. And so what you're signing is actually, I mean, perjury is
I don't want to do that.
that's a jail problem. And so we want to make sure you have a clear understanding. And also we also tied to this is this idea of payment. We have a lot of clients go, I had no idea I was going to owe this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're going to have a plan for that. That's not going to be the way this works. And
Yeah.
here are some options for that plan to actually fund it. Like here is a way to put savings aside, or here is a methodology for making sure that you have the money in reserves, or here's what your withholding is going to be. And we're going to review this every quarter to make sure we're right on track. Um, that's exactly where we want to make sure you feel like you're in control of your tax situation because this is your tax situation, not ours.
And where our business model does really well when we execute it appropriately is that it's never a surprise. We're going to be talking about next year's tax bill multiple times in this year, so that there isn't the last minute, oh snap, I got to go get a loan from somebody because I don't have this money in the bank.
Correct. I've already spent that money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like we often run into like, client says, I didn't make $100,000. I don't have $100,000. And so let's explain what that really means. Here's where that money went. Here's what you should have had for set aside for tax. Here's what we're going to have going set aside for tax going forward. This is what you have to live in. Here's what you're going to have to work on living in this amount. And those are some difficult conversations to have for people as they come on board with us. Is like you are spending more money than you are making, and you're forgetting about this tax bill that's just sitting out there all the time for you. So we're going to have a good control plan around that.
Yeah, that really leads to kind of the third swim lane that we've developed in the definition of thriving, and it's around profitability.
Yep.
uh, Cash management. We don't want our clients to think that every dollar that hits their bank account is money that they can spend however they want to spend it, but we want them to be more strategic in their approach to managing their money so that they get the right outcomes.
Yeah. I mean, excuse me. We've had a number of clients over the years who get to the end of, they get to the end of the year and they go, yeah, I did not have any idea that that's what I was taking out personally.
Mm-hmm.
Or I didn't realize I didn't take a salary. Yeah, you didn't, but you also paid your car note personally and your wife's car, and you paid for that trip you went on all through your business accounts. And that's where the money went. Well, they don't really consider the impact that has on them. Also, you get to the end of the year and you go, you know what? I would have expected I should have made $200,000 this year, and I only made $120,000. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I want you to be in control of what are the levers which are driving your profitability. You know, we talk about, price, a price increase, or, we'll look at, what are the things in where you're spending money that are not being spent efficiently? Are you taking advantage of, you know, all the things that you can do to, improve your margins? Are you wasting money on subscriptions? like where is your money going, and do you have a plan for changing your profitability, and how do you squeeze more profit out of the money that do you have coming in? And that's where we find a lot of times our clients really haven't thought that through. They're just spending daily, and they are just hoping for what may come.
Yeah. One of the things as we started to really jump into that one is the value of your business. What is it really worth?
Yep.
And so we're going to do some things that's a little bit new for us because one of the things that we identified is in order to really feel like we're thriving, I'm going to have a clear picture of what my business is really worth. And we looked at what we do and was like, well, we don't really do that for all of our clients. We don't have those conversations. And so this is one of the things that's probably one of the bigger changes internally about how we structure our stuff to meet our definition of thriving is we want our business owners to know the value of their organization.
What's the value today? What impacts that value? You know, is it, you know, is it volume of sales? Is it on a multiple of EBITDA? Is it the hard assets that you have in your business? The more profitable your business is, the more the owner is not involved in the day-to-day operation of the business, the more that business is going to be worth to an outside investor. You need to have a controllable understanding of what you're doing when it comes to how much of your profit today is built around the idea of getting cash out today versus how much of the money you're investing today is worth the asset of that business you're trying to improve, and how do you drive value to the overall to your business. That's a part of the conversation we
Yeah.
want to make sure we're having.
Yeah. And because when I know that, and it's not just like I'm sticking my finger in the air and feeling what is, what I'm worth today, but like real hard facts behind that. Um, then I feel more in control of, well, at least I know that if I go spend money on this thing over here, like I know that it's going to impact that, or it's not going to impact that. I- I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more confident that I'm in control of what's going on.
For sure. And I find like the idea of profitability and how fast you're growing and how you're managing your cash and what you're spending your money on and what you're investing in is all impacting in the long run truly what is the value of your business. Because I've had a number of clients over the years go, hey, I'm thinking about selling my business, and I go, I don't think your business is worth anything. I think you've created yourself a job,
Hmm.
and if you don't work there, I'm not sure what value your business is actually going to be for somebody who wants to purchase it.
Yeah.
You've set no systems up around you to run a business without you, and so therefore that business is entirely up to you being employed there, and that's not something I'd be interested in
Yeah.
buying.
And sometimes you just need somebody to tell you that
Yeah.
because we do look at things through rose colored glasses a lot of times.
Mhm.
Like my business is worth a $20 billion. Well, why do you believe that? You
Yeah,
know?
because this other guy who had this tech did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the
A
same.
little bit different.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
different.
And then the fourth swim lane here is really kind of the infrastructure behind all of these other three. I can't have good financial advice, can't have good tax advice, can't understand profitability without having good processes and systems that are underpinning that my entire accounting financial structure. And so we want to make sure that our clients understand the systems that they're using and the processes that need to be followed so that data can flow efficiently throughout all of that stuff, all the things that are going on, and that it's in the right place at the right time for the right moment. You know, we've seen multiple times where people will come, specifically in the restaurant world, whenever the Uber Eats and those kind of guys started popping up, where I didn't even know that my sales from Grubhub wasn't even getting into my accounting system. And like, well, you got money in the bank and it's not there. Or the flip side of that, we've seen that where it's you are reporting sales and you don't have money in the bank.
Yep.
Like,
We
and
had a client, I remember that very specifically, is,
yeah,
oh, I didn't realize they had never we had it was a client that had Uber Eats. It was during COVID. They had turned it on, and at no point did they ever give Uber Eats their ACH information to actually deposit the money in the bank.
yeah.
And we went, I think you have a sales reporting problem, or you're missing a bunch of cash. He's like, I'm not missing any cash. I'm like, yeah, something's wrong.
Turns
Because
out there's a big bucket over
yeah,
here.
yeah, and they end up having, like, I think it was like $40,000 sitting at Uber Eats waiting for him to give him his
Yeah,
ACH, and they'd emailed him, I'm assuming 50 times, and he never saw it.
yeah,
But I'm glad we found it and not him. And I'm glad that he ended up getting the money. But that is something that happens, right? And so, our goal is, is your point of sale talking to your accounting system? Is your accounting system talking to your payroll system? Is your payroll system and your HR system and your all the things you have in your back office all talking as best as possible with the system you have? And if you don't, it's okay to be manual. You just want to know that it is a manual process and that may be something long term you want to improve. I want to make sure we had a client that we met with not too long ago. And, what they were doing today was, they would have a quote lead and then they'd never create an invoice. So they'd be working on something. They'd order product. The product would get shipped to the stuff on site. And at no point would actually invoicing the customer for that work. And I'm like, how did you not catch that in your processing? And he was like, it just never got over to the
Yep.
right person. I'm like, we need to understand how all that stuff's supposed to work. And we're going to track that pretty regularly. Like, either that or and we found it because his margins were crazy off. I'm like, you told me you make basically X amount of dollars on everything you're selling. I'm not seeing that in your books. And he's like, and I'm like, well, here's what you're billing. And he's like, oh, I don't see our major customer here. I'm like, yeah. At no point was that stuff coming into their
Yeah.
book. So it's something we want to make sure we have a good handle on. And we want to make sure we understand what that flow is supposed to look like.
Yeah. Because like you mentioned, sometimes systems can't talk for whatever reason. And we need to be able to identify the blind spots that come with that so that we can create some processes to make sure that nothing is getting missed.
Yep.
Because again, it goes back to as things get missed, it causes doubt, and doubt's going to cause anxiety, and anxiety is going to be really stressful.
Yeah, and going back to our restaurant example, this is something I see a lot. Point of sale may be antiquated. Yeah. Are they really truly closing the till every day? Hey, you're over short in your cash that you're saying is supposed to happen. I'm seeing a misalignment between sales and the amount of dollars are hitting the bank. We have systems and processes in place to put a check and balance so that all the cash is getting where it's supposed to be. I don't know if that's something that we've done a great job of educating our clients on, but that's why we did it, because we will know if there's a mismatch and we will talk and have that conversation. We've had lots of those conversations over the years, but I think our client needs to understand that just as much as we do.
Yeah. And this is also why our team is going to talk to our clients about things that our clients sometimes are like, why
are you
talking about this? And it's to try to uncover those spots where it's like, oh, there's an opportunity here where stuff is getting missed, or even worse, something's, there might be theft going on or whatever. So we're going to ask a lot of questions about what tools you're using, how those tools are connected to each other, if they are at all, and what you're doing with that specific tool. Restaurants are maybe the worst offenders of having 100 billion different technologies or just tool stack.
Yeah, they could have an inventory management system, a scheduling system, a tip system, a point of sale system, payroll system, none of them which are connected.
Yeah. Yeah. And all of that is going to leave an opportunity for something to fall through the cracks.
Yeah. Not to mention the third parties that they have 4 more systems on.
Yeah.
Each third party has a different system they're using.
Yeah. It can get pretty wild pretty quick.
Yep. I like this where we're heading. And so I want our people listening to understand, like, having a shared definition of winning is kind of what this is to me. Hey, we want to know if we're winning. We want you to know if you're winning. And we want to have a mutually agreed upon, like, if these people are doing these things, I know I'm set up for success. And that's where I love this conversation around thriving.
And it really, it is all about having a clear understanding of what giving businesses the opportunity to thrive really looks like. And so the goal is to align our team with that same definition that our clients are having. That way we have a clear expectation of what you're going to get out of Patrick Accounting, but also what we're going to put into it. And I think when that happens, everybody does win. So good conversation, Matt. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of clarity on when we talk about thriving, what that actually means, because you're going to hear that a lot when you work with us here. But if you have any questions or you know what, this doesn't make sense, or I feel like you need to include this, we'd love to hear from you. Any feedback you have, it's all going to be received well. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.